Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I have Bailee joining me. Hi, Bailee.
Hello.
Hey guys, we have an exciting success story about how to manifest an engagement. And also, she turned around what his parents thought of her because they didn't like her. And also, she broke up the arranged marriage that he had and they got engaged. So this is a really, really exciting success story with a lot of neat stuff in it. And and guys, Bailee's having a sale for coaching. Links in the description below, as well as, guys, we're having a contest. You know the drill. 100,000 subscribers, giving away some free coaching sessions. The details are in the description below. So yeah, I'm excited to jump in and hear the success story. Welcome, Bailee.
Thank you. Yeah, so this success story had me very, very excited because it just felt like the circumstances were really out of her control and my client really pushed through and got exactly what she wanted. So to start off on her old story, we started off with her giving me the background. She had known her SP for over a course of years, and she really thought that this was her person. You know, she said, we're getting married. Long story short, in her family, they do arranged marriages. And so she got the news that he was arranged to marry another party. And she was devastated because this was seemed very final for her. And, you know, her SP's marrying someone else and it's an arranged marriage. So she had no idea what to do. So we started off with her daily routine of what she was doing already. And so far, she was brand new to the law of assumption and she had no idea what to do. So we wanted to stop and just get her where her mental diet is, how she thinks. So she had very good self concept. She was very, very confident in herself and that this person, he loves her no matter what, and she knows it. The only thing was she had a really bad story with the family. So what I had her do is we first set intentions with what her end goal was and how she wanted things to look. So we knew her end goal was she wanted to be the one engaged to her SP, but also she really needed the family to be on her side for this because it's an arranged marriage and she was very, very nervous that this was very final for her. So we set intentions with that and she started off with just having inner conversations throughout the day with having talks with his parents, having talks with her parents and her SP, but she really focused on the talks with his family. So she would hear his mom telling her different things of, oh, I'm so happy you're our daughter-in-law. I'm so excited to add you to the family. He had two younger siblings, and so she would always hear conversations of her with his younger siblings and things like that. But really focus on the family because she had a really good story with herself and with the SP. She just needed to win the family over. So as she was doing that at night, she would write down a story or conversations that she would have. So she would either repeat the end scene that she would have of her at a dinner with both parties of the family, and she wrote that out every single night. And then sometimes she told me at night she would write down just different conversations that she would have and what she wanted to hear, which was really cool. So she had a variety of these things. And the focus that she had, though, was she thought that her SP was going to end up breaking things off with this person. And what happened was on the other party, the engaged girl, her family was the one that pulled the plug on the whole thing. And so how she found all of this out is one night she was coming down for dinner and her SP's family was there and her family was at dinner and it was just those two parties. And she told me she thought that was so weird just to have them two at dinner. And as she was at dinner, she said she started hearing the inner conversations. The mom started off talking about it and introduced it as exactly what she had in her head. So these conversations she's having, some of the things that she had written down, she was telling me how it unfolded so naturally, but it still felt so magical. She couldn't believe it was happening. And she like pinched me. Is this real? Like, oh my goodness. So she's saying the whole time she was so excited too, because she couldn't wait to tell me what she did. And I was like, awesome, like that's amazing. I love that for you. But she ended up getting engaged that night. The parents had already talked about it. They planned it out and her SP came out and now they are engaged to be married. So all through the work of her being able to set intentions and really focus on her inner conversations.
That is so awesome. So basically what happened is she wanted to be engaged with him, but then the family was like, no, his family was like, no, we're doing an arranged marriage. And so she was obviously the family didn't want him to marry her. They wanted to do the arranged marriage. And then with these inner conversations, she had, basically that engagement broken up, but it wasn't even by his parents, it was by her parents, which is crazy. And then his parents said, yes, you guys can get engaged. Like, how amazing is that? I know a lot of people struggle with that are looking to manifest, when there is those cultures that do arranged marriages and the parents are involved in those decisions. So guys, you know what? Circumstances don't matter. Like, that's absolutely amazing. I love it.
Yes, that's why I was telling her it's your reality. So whatever you deem to be true is what's going to happen for you. And just really being able to focus in on those inner conversations and understanding her power in this. I think it's really awesome how that all happened for her, because she was like, this is not real. It's crazy how it just all happened.
Yeah, I know, when we're thinking about somebody, because everyone is you pushed out, when I have a thought and I'm thinking about Jerry, my thought goes and basically just goes to Jerry, and it pings in his mind and it makes his mind vibrate and he thinks it's his idea. So I'm like, I intend for Jerry to call me. Jerry will like think in his head, I should call Amanda. And that's the most beautiful thing, is they never knew it was your idea. They think it's their idea because in their reality, it is their idea. They had the idea first, but they really didn't. It was always you. So that brings me to one question I always get when there's like, say, two people making intentions for the same Jerry, whose wins? Only yours, because there is nobody else in your reality. Nobody's intention can actually create in your reality. Only your intention can create in your reality. So be careful of things, beliefs that people come up with or their stories. Be careful if you don't want to agree with them, don't, because you do actually create them when you agree with them,
Yes, I always say your subconscious mind is always listening to you. So if you even out loud agree to something, it's going to immediately listen to you and come out into your reality as well. It's crazy how fast it will work too.
I know. So, one day, right, I was going to my mom wanted to go to this cafe for these like turkey club sandwiches. We love club sandwiches. And, she was like, oh, but it's always busy with truckers. And I'm like, no, not today. It's going to be empty. She's like, no, it always is. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. It has been in the past. So we get in the car, we drive down there. Sure enough, there's a big lineup to get in. It's a bunch of truckers, and I was like, oh my goodness, mom. I'm like, anyway, so we go in and I say to the lady, we finally get a table. We're like, a lot of truckers here. She's like, I know, it's weird. They weren't here for months and they all came today. And at first I was like, mom, but then I was like, no, it was me. She said it. I agreed. I'm like, I can't blame it on her. I could have said, no, today's going to be different. Well, I did, but then I went back to agreeing with her about it. Right. So
it immediately popped up for you.
Immediately popped up, and it was like, man, I got to be careful with what I agree with. Right. So, so very important. And the other thing that I love is that, we were talking about this earlier, I'm not being attached to the how. Like, you can create the how, but sometimes when we're so attached to it, we really, we stop any other possibility from coming through, and we may have resistance. Okay. So we're like, well, it's kind of like, okay, so let's say you're talking to Jerry and you block him over text message, but then you're like, I intend for him to text me. Okay, well, you've blocked yourself there, right? But if you leave it open to, I intend for Jerry to contact me somehow, it gives your thought more room to get to you. You know what I mean? And, not having it created specifically isn't a failure, because your end goal is just to get what you want. It's, I wouldn't suggest making it specific where it's going to happen this way so I can prove this works. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes. You just have to let it really unfold naturally, because the way that it's going to happen is so much more beyond what you could even create for yourself. And I think people also get very hung up on their birds before land, or the signs that they're getting towards their manifestation. And they'll get so fixated, on, I'm getting all these signs though, but not my manifestation. It's because, you can't look around to the 3D world to really confirm this stuff. You just have to have that inner knowing, no matter what, I'm getting what I want. And that was another thing she was telling me too, is she was getting all these signs, and there for a minute, she was kind of just stuck in the transition phase. She wasn't at the end state of, I'm engaged, this is going to work out for me. She was, oh, it's still coming because I'm getting this sign and this sign. But she would still find herself looking around at some point, well, where is it at? I'm doing all of these things, but where is it at? And once she really just kept focusing on those set intentions and, yes, I'm getting the sign, so I'm going to keep persisting in this to get it, then is whenever she saw it all come together in a big grand scheme. You know, it was always working behind the scenes. And yes, you were getting the signs, but it's very important to just not focus solely on those signs, or else you'll find yourself in just the transition stage of things too.
That's a really good point. That's an incredibly good point. I never myself notice signs or birds before land because I'm just always in the end that it's going to come, and, I don't really, if I do sometimes like, want to create something as a sign, I'll be like, okay, that means it's happening right this minute, like right now, like it's already happened, like it's done, So, yeah, that's very, very important, to watch where you are with your mental diet, because getting stuck in that transition state isn't a mental diet of focusing on what you want from the end that you want, right?
Exactly. Yes. So we had to go over those things too. It's very easy to fall into that, it's, oh, but I just saw a license plate with his name on it, so it's here, right? Or it's coming, but where is it? You can find yourself looking to the 3D for the confirmation, but once you're just living in that end state and you're in the end goal, it's going to come to you.
Yep. The only thing that we need to do is focus on what we want and enjoy our days. That's it. That's it. It's the only job. Be happy. Focus on what you want. Like, it's that simple, right? It's just that simple.
I told her too, enjoy those moments and those signs, because you have to love the journey. The journey is amazing. And yes, the end goal will be so good too, but really being able to just enjoy her journey as it goes too, and not just fixate, oh, but I saw this, so it's coming right now. Yes. Keep persisting. It's here. It's here.
Well, and that's totally true, because, I say that in my relationship, because like we've been together, 6 years now, and we're just going to be getting married next year. So, it was like, well, why didn't we just get together and get married in 2 months? Well, because I've been enjoying the journey. And I remember somebody had commented on the YouTube channel, well, why aren't you married yet? Because I'm enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying the process of planning my wedding. Like, why does everything have to happen yesterday? You know what I mean? Because it's the end goal, the end that I live from in my relationship is being with someone, growing old with someone. Like, that's the end. The end goal isn't just marriage. I mean, no, 1 year anniversary, 2 year, 3 year, 10 year, the end can be anywhere. So I took it in steps, going, okay, we're going to start dating. And the whole way I was enjoying the journey, and I was enjoying what I was creating, and I was enjoying all those moments that led up to it, not going, oh, my end goal is marriage. Why aren't we there yet? If I was doing that, I would still be upset at myself, because we're not even married yet. But I'm not. I'm enjoying the fact that I'm planning a wedding. I'm enjoying the fact that I get to have this time before, so, it's all that you want at your pace. And, if you make the end too far out, then you don't get those little successes either. And you put too much pressure on yourself. But it's all about that. Enjoy the journey, because life is a journey. Once you get to the end goal to getting married, you got to change that end anyway, because that's not the end. You want anniversaries, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right. No, amazing. Amazing. So I hope everybody have found something in this video. I intend that you have. Bailee can help you find your blocks, guys. So definitely check out the link in the description below. She really knows her stuff. Like, I am so excited to have her on the team. I'm telling you, amazing. So thank you so much for being here today, Bailee.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so excited for this opportunity and to help you guys all find your blocks.
I know, it's great. We love it when you guys get success and post your successes and everything. We think it's absolutely amazing. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.